Herr Müller macht ein komisches Gesicht, so he's making something. Making in German, we use make for almost everything. In English you have to differentiate, you also have to do. So here he's doing something, performing something. And you remember komisch, yeah, comical, but what did I say, funny. And the Gesicht, remember that as well? That's a lovely one. It contains the word sight, and the GE is kind of combining the category of everything that you use in order to see, and that's your face. Yeah? Your face is used to create sight. So he's making a comical, a funny face, or a weird face. And this one we can combine two sentences, but that's fine. So I glaube, that's difficult. I believe that the globe is flat. Let's say that. So the globe, yeah, I believe that the globe is flat. And glaube means believe. Yeah, I believe, comma, es ist him a bisschen, remember, I hope, bite, small, and pine is beautiful. Pine is the same in English. Pain. I know you think of the tree, but it's not what I'm looking for. So peinlich means painly, with pain. And in German, if something is peinlich, it actually means embarrassing. So he's not in pain, or maybe he is. An embarrassing situation can be quite painful. Yeah? Good. So I believe it's a bit painful, it's a bit embarrassing for him. Simone schaut sich die 3D-Skulptur der beiden Möpse an. Verb is here, schaut. Remember, the show in Germany requires people who watch or who look. And that's looks. But anschauen, here's the little tiny piece at the end of a sentence. Anschauen, and you see the sich again. Man, the sich is everywhere. And it makes sich anschauen, to look at. It doesn't get more precise, unfortunately. So she's looking at the 3D sculpture. Again, article beiden Möpse of the two pugs. Die auf der Anrichte steht und nickt stumm. So, we were talking about the sculpture, and this is what the D is referring to. It doesn't come with a capital word immediately after it. So it's simply translated as that. So the sculpture, that. On top, we've learned for auf. There is the, and Anrichte, how do I say? We have Einrichtung, right? Something that's made straight. Not sure how that relates to Anrichte. Anrichte is something like a countertop. Let's see what they say. Sideboard, that's also a nice word. Sideboard. Yeah? Something that's, yeah, has to do with einrichten. Stehen, stehen, remember that? Stay, but it doesn't mean stay, it just looks like it. Stehen means to stand. Yeah. And what does she do? She nick. She's not nicking anything, she's actually nodding. And how is she nodding? Stumm. And stumm is related to dumb. Yeah, that's why you also don't say that people are taub, stumm. How do you say that? In English, taubstumm would mean deaf and dumb. Yeah, just it doesn't mean not intelligent, but it's related, and that's why you don't use it. So stumm comes from dumb in the sense of mute. Mute is the better word. I'm not actually sure how you would say that. You would usually say, refer to people that are deaf, that they are gehörlos. Yeah, or that they are signing, but in German, how would you say that? Beerdende, yeah, which is signing people. So gehörlos would mean here the hör comes from here, and los means without, so without hearing. This can all be in one word. Okay, so something is on the sideboard and Simone is nodding silently. Dann dreht sie sich zu Herrn Müller und fragt. So she fragen, you know by now the Fraggles, right? She's asking something. So dreht, and again the sich. So let me say a word about the sich. The sich is what we call a reflexive pronoun. It belongs to the verb, and the topic will be covered possibly in A2. So for now you just notice it. You are being prepared. Yeah, you don't have to be able to use it properly. The sich changes depending on who is the subject. Here it's sie, it's the third person, therefore it stays sich, sie, sich. And it basically means oneself, myself, himself, ourselves. And in English you rarely use ourselves, but in Spanish, for example, in Italian you have se, llamar se. In Polish you have golić się. In many languages you simply have a similar thing, and for, let's say, 70 to 80%, if a verb is reflexive in that language, then it's also reflexive in German. But of course there is exceptions. So for now, just notice there's a sich and it's related to drehen, or in this case, at the end indicates it belongs to the verb, sich umdrehen. To drehen is turn, and most of the time around. Yeah? So someone, and the dann is also easy to fix or to figure out. D turns into th, and it could be then, but the vowels unfortunately always change. So then turns around, she herself, to Mr. Miller. She turns around to Mr. Miller. Nimmt der Kanzler die Hunde nie mit nach Berlin? You see, it's a question and it starts with a verb. And nimmt, to take. So takes the chancellor the hounds. Is it a double L? Yeah, maybe. Nie, I have never hurt my knee. So mit is also a word you might slowly grasp, and it simply means with. If you go for coffee, you would say mit Hafermilch. Yeah, mit Hafermilch. Maybe you figure out what that means. So with something, milk, some kind of milk. So with nach here to Berlin. Does he never take the dogs to Berlin? And what does Müller say? It was a question, and he answers by just doing this. Schütteln. Yeah, lovely word. I have no association except the sh, shake. He shakes. And what do you shake? Kopf. Yeah? It's the head. Kopfhead, Kopf. Well, if you're a football fan, soccer fan, I have for you the word Kopfball, which means possibly a head ball. I have never thought of what that means in English. Let's see. A header. Ah, that's nice. So in football, when you pass the ball on with your head, it's a Kopfball. So maybe that helps a little bit. So he's never taking them to Berlin, the Chancellor. Nein, die beiden fahren nicht so gerne Auto. Let's kill the nein. Die beiden again, remember, yeah? Biden, both Bidens, Jill and Joe, yeah? If there's an article in front, it ends in en. Fahren, to fare, to drive. Nicht, not. You see the n and the t. And gern, gerne. Here you see gerne. Before we had gern. So what do you remember? With pleasure. So there's not much pleasure for the both the pugs to go with an automobile. That's it. So they don't like driving in a car. Es stresst sie zu sehr. Well, the word stress is here and it's a verb, so in English you say to stress, so it stresses. And sie again is referring to something we've just mentioned in the sentence before, here, them. And you see sie can be translated into many words into English. So it's not easily done to learn sie means them. You really always have to learn and look at this word in the context, which is what we are doing here. Zu sehr, the zu in front of an adjective is an interesting thing. It gets a second O and means too. And sehr means very, but here it wouldn't make sense. So too much, zu sehr. Yeah? If I pay zu viel, that means too much as well. Yeah? Remember, I feel a lot, but you cannot say too a lot. So English is a far more complicated language than German. I hope you realize this. Yeah? And by the way, all the things I tell you here is really just giving you an outlook of what is all out there for you to still discover. This is never meant for you to be stored, to be remembered. This is really just relaxing, I hope. Don't remember this. Deswegen bin ich ja da. We have this. Give you a little hint. Da is also nice. There was a famous German song, you should look it up. It's called Da, Da, Da. And you will never forget this. It means there, there, there. Yeah? Watch it. It's by a group called Trio. And they're not working anymore, of course. It was in the 80s and before that. So deswegen, let's just ignore this. Des without anything means that. And wegen, let's say for now it's why. Yeah, that's why am I there. That's why I am there. And you see how the Germans think, right? They put the am here. That's why am I there. That was lesson 9. Hope you enjoyed it and see you in lesson 10.